Hi, everybody. It's Grace. Welcome to Eating Peace. I'm on my front porch this morning, not in my kitchen, inside my cottage where I usually offer you my Eating Peace videos because my house is full of people and my family, some visitors coming from out of town. I'm also teaching a retreat right now for 4 days. Now, my retreat that I'm teaching is just in the work of Byron Katie. Some of the people that are attending are in a year-long program where we question our thoughts. And you all from Eating Peace know how much I love questioning thoughts and how much I know that the result of questioning your stressful beliefs, your stressful thinking in your world, what you are disturbed by, what frightens you, what you perceive makes you feel powerless and like a victim, or where you don't have any say or no opportunity to speak out or step up or make a change, those places in the world that you've had experience of in your life, they are the things running inside that feel very stressful. And to question them, amazing. I never even knew how. I think everybody has a capacity to kind of wonder, wow, I wonder what is true. And even if that thing happened that feels very disturbing or even seriously traumatic, I know that people get over things or get past it, but like how? How do you do that? How do you move through a childhood that you perceive as really, really tough, difficult? So I just encourage people so much, especially when you're in the throes of some kind of addiction, just begin to see what bothers you, what stresses you out, and just write it like a concept, identify it. I can't handle this. I'm not able to understand. She's hurting me. He left me. I've been abandoned. Basic things that come out that we do have words for that kind of describe the feeling. It's really interesting how the feeling is so strong, but you're not even really sure why you have the feeling sometimes. And then the feeling gets really strong with addiction, right? Or compulsion. I know sometimes having eating issues, you don't necessarily say, I am an addict. And that's not required, it's not necessary. It's just that there's a compulsive sense of movement towards something. I'm going to go eat it, grab it, or I have to make myself not eat it. Equal energy. I have to control myself and stay back from that and, divvy everything up into extreme structure. I was like that too, and I was still miserable. So it's either hyper control or just wild abandon that both don't feel very good. They both feel completely unfree. So it's just to begin seeing what really has frightened me in my life. Where do I feel where I had no say, no power? Where have I been betrayed? That's a really good place to start. It's okay if you need to go back many years into the distant past and take a look. And the way you can anchor it down instead of being overwhelmed with so many disturbing scenes and situations that are going on in your life is to just pick one person who bothers you, who you feel, you judge. You don't like the way they're doing it. You don't like the way they speak to you or the way they've treated you or the interactions you have. And maybe you don't like yourself in the middle of that either, but you definitely can identify that you don't like something about them. Something frightens you about them, or something makes you feel really disturbed and uncomfortable when it comes to that person. The way I love to write it down, why I like the work of Byron Katie so much, is we've got a structured plan. Just follow the step-by-step instructions, like a simple process, right? So the Judge Your Neighbor worksheet is the first place to begin. It's a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet, and it's on one situation only one, like a moment when you did have an interaction with that person that really bothered you. So what I noticed that how these things were so linked in my life, a disturbing situation or interaction and eating. As long ago I can just think through, all the different times. But one time when I was only in my 20s and right in the middle of the throes of eating disorder, I was confronted by the boss that I had at the time. And, probably if we did a replay of the real scene, it was barely a confrontation, but I felt overwhelmed with having done something wrong or made a mistake, like I wasn't doing my job well, like he didn't like what I was doing. I felt so embarrassed and ashamed and upset, and I thought he was angry with me. I still went through the whole entire day of work, actually overcompensating and trying to be perfect at my job and really open to everybody and not taking a full break when I needed it. And I did that for an entire day. But I was thinking about the moment I get off work, I am going to eat whatever I want. And I just pretty much got in my car. And from the minute getting into the parking lot, in my seat of my car, the first place that I could stop and do a drive through, it was like I was frantically thinking about what I could eat and what I could buy on the way home. And things, it didn't happen only one time, but I remember this one fairly vividly because I was so frightened about my boss's words to me, which I don't even remember what they are right now. I just remember they were there. And I had food piling up in the passenger seat of my car, and wrappers, and eating things while I'm driving and shoveling it in. It was like, I call that like anger eating, fear eating, panic, inhale eating, just panic. Now, not everybody has that kind of speedy, wild experience with their fearful eating. Sometimes people just do it really slowly at night at home, graze eating, but never being able to settle down. There's a certain low level anxiety there. But it's still helpful to identify what frightens you, and it usually has to do with people, not food. I know that's kind of funny. People, not food. Interactions with connection in your life. Where you feel disconnected, where you have felt shut down or separated, like somebody cut you off, or love isn't happening in a really clear way. You can do this and go all the way back to family of origin and find moments to take a deep look at using the work. And you just start with one situation only. So, the people that are here for 4 days in Seattle on this rainy, blustery 4 day time, I don't think they've seen one drop of sun, except maybe in their own thinking, because we're all cozy inside, beautiful retreat house, and everyone's writing down these really, really stressful, frightening situations that they've experienced in their lives. And then we begin to take them through the work. And the first number one question in the work, which you can just bring to your practice today in your own mind, in your life, is it true? Is it true? And if you are not even beginning with a person or an interaction that's felt uncomfortable, and all you want to do is look at food, because sometimes that's the thing that's right in the forefront. I have strong feelings, and then I'm thinking about food. You can just do the work on, I have to eat something right now, or I can't stop eating. Is that true? If you say yes, ask, can I absolutely know with no shadow of a doubt, beyond all doubt whatsoever, as if I was God, can I absolutely know that that's true? Often the answer is no. How do you react when you believe this thought? You go eat, right? How do you react when you believe this thought? How do you react when you believe that thought about that person in that situation? Then the feelings come. Who would you be without this story? Who would you be without that story? That's something to take with you for several hours. Who would you be? What would it be like if you didn't think this thought? I have to eat, I have to get it, or that person hurt me. Who would you be without that thought? And then you can turn it around to the complete opposite. I do not have to eat right now. Could that be true? If it was, can I find an example? It's not just positive thinking or a good idea, but just an actual example. But just begin with even the simple question, is it true? If you have a stressful thought today, wonder if it's true. All right. Bye, everybody. Lots of love.